Tell me if this sounds familiar to you. The Bears' problems begin and end with Mitch Trubisky. The Bears get an A+ for benching Trubisky in their win over Atlanta. The Bears finally, mercifully, decided to bench Mitch Trubisky. Or how about this? How many times do you have to see the same movie and expect a different ending? All of these articles and tweets occurred back when Mitch was benched, way back in week 3. Remember? Remember when you watched me say that was a bad move and then came on to me and hated what I had to say? Took to social media and told me stuff like that? Said that both guys stink? Said, stop, Jon, he was bad before then. I bring all of that up because today I saw an article and I immediately freaked out. I freaked out at how quickly the Trubisky narrative is changing. Here's the headline. Benching Mitch Trubisky ruined the Bears' identity and their playoff chances. It's ironic that not playing Mitch might be the thing that keeps the Bears out of the playoffs this year. Huh. Wait a minute. Mitch isn't good, right? According to all of these articles I have here, the Bears get an A+ for benching Trubisky. They finally and mercifully did it. Their problems begin and end with Mitch. I have all the articles here, right in front of me. So my question is, how do you go from suggesting strongly that he's the problem to now he's the solution? He's the reason the Bears should be in the playoffs. How do you go and take a complete 180 in that case? I've said it from the very beginning. Those who've listened and watched me know what I'm about to say. Mitch is not a bad quarterback. Matt Nagy has not conformed to him. And also the media blitzkrieg that's been around Mitch Trubisky all season has been a joke and a farce. And it's actually shameful. And I mean that. The minute he was named the starter, everyone went after his head. This wasn't a fair competition. Nick Foles is a Super Bowl MVP. Then all of a sudden, Mitch goes 2-0, but nope. Apparently, that wasn't good enough. Apparently, it didn't matter. Mitch still made bad decisions. Mitch faced horrible teams. That's why he won. Not because of talent or because he actually improved. No. Then against Atlanta in the third quarter of a 16-point game, Mitch throws a pick. Bye-bye. Done. For weeks. Done. Never mind the fact that the guy came back from 16 in the fourth quarter alone against Detroit. The Bears thought at that time, this is the moment. We bench Mitch. And the media train followed along perfectly. Those who opposed it were shot down. Like me. Those who said, this is a disgrace to Mitch, like I said, were told he's had 3 years. He's had 3 years to do this. Oh, quick hook. The improvements aren't there. Foles makes you a legit contender in the division. That's what was told to me the day Mitch was benched. That's what was told to me. Foles makes you a legit contender in the division. Wow. And yet today we have respected writers, good writers, who are telling the truth. Yes, had Mitch not been benched, this team might be a playoff team. Why didn't they say that, though, back in week 3? Why wasn't that said by anybody back in week 3 or week 4? Why did everybody hop on the Mitch sucks bandwagon and jump off of it immediately once they realized this was a mistake with Nick Foles? You know, I'll never understand it. I'll never understand a universe in which Nick Foles is better. After 6 or 7 weeks, that was the mainstream opinion. How about this stat from Mark Grody? Mitch Trubisky is 110 yards shy of 10,000 for his career, so he'll get there. He'd become the fastest to get there for a player who began his career in Chicago. Wow. I didn't know that until I saw that tweet. So he'd be the fastest ever in a Bears uniform to get to 10,000 passing yards, yet he deserved to be benched. He's a bust. Those two statements do not add up. They don't match. It's one or the other. It's either he's a complete bust or not a bad quarterback. Not, I hate him, he's a bust, but he's making records, setting records. Do we see the hypocrisy now? Can we acknowledge it, please? Seriously. Can we acknowledge it? Can we be honest and open about what happened in week 3, how Mitch was covered moving forward, and now the complete reversal? I mean, it's shocking. We go from Mitch deserves to be benched. The Bears won on Sunday in spite of Mitch. The Bears finally decided to bench Mitch. The Bears' problems begin and end with Mitch. What are you saying? Nick Foles makes the team a great contender. Mitch has had 3 years. We go from those headlines and those people and those opinions to now, well, hey, if the Bears didn't bench him, they might be in the playoffs. Isn't it comedic? Isn't it funny? Maybe it's only me who sees the humor in it, but I mean, you go from one extreme to the other in a matter of, what, 2 months? How is that okay? How is that fair? How does that make sense? These narratives are such a damage to public opinion, to mainstream opinion. They really are. Look, you could say back in the beginning that the quarterback competition wasn't fair. I'll agree. Who would you favor? Mitch, who's been here for 3+ years, or Nick Foles, who you just signed? If you want to call the competition a farce, if you want to say Mitch had the job the whole time, fine. I'm cool with that narrative. I understand it. But to then find ways to disparage Mitch after going 2-0, then benching him outright, then agreeing with that benching, that's something different. Then to turn around after it's all said and done and say, actually, he should have never been benched, that's way too much. That's a joke. I've had an opinion about this for a while, and what I've done is I've stuck to it. You know me. I haven't wished and washed. I haven't gone from one side to the other. I knew from the beginning, and many others did too, that Nick Foles is old, he's washed up. To bring up the fact that he's a 2017 Super Bowl MVP is not pertinent. It has nothing to do with his current production. And apparently that meant everything to everyone. Great 6 games in 2017, he should start. He's 10 times better than Mitch. He'll put them in the right mind to win a division. These narratives are detrimental. They're detrimental to public opinion, but they're detrimental to the guys who they write against. Mitch. How tough do you think it was for him? already mired in question because he won the quarterback competition, loses his job because of one throw, yet the media says, and everybody says, it was warranted. It should have happened from the beginning, even though he was 2-0. How detrimental must that be to his head? How mentally tough must that be when everyone's against you, even though you produced? But that's the world Mitch Trubisky's been living in. Now, he's back, succeeding, not a surprise. And people are coming around to the fact that, hey, good quarterback, he should have never been benched. Where were you week 3? Where was your opinion week 3? Why was everyone silent week 3, week 4? That's unfair to him. It's not fair to the team. Everyone just went with the flow. Yep. Oh, Nick's starting? Okay, fine. Good. And you've got national media pundits saying the Bears are winning despite Mitch Trubisky, but he led them to 2 comebacks in both their wins, but apparently those mean nothing. This whole thing is just wrong and atrocious and shameful. I saw a tweet today. I would not be surprised if Mitch took it personally and he doesn't come back. I don't blame the guy. I wouldn't come back. For 3 years, your fan base is degrading you every chance they get because better quarterbacks were chosen after you. You can't control it. If you're Mitch, you can't control that, and you're still torn down. Then there's a competition with a 40-year-old backup. He wins it, questions. Goes 2-0, criticism. Throws 1 pick, benched. Comes back. Oh, if he wasn't benched, they'd win the division. What are we doing? And then people wonder why Mitch doesn't want to be here anymore. Why he dodged the question the other day in the press conference. I don't blame the guy. When you've got everybody after you, week in and week out, no matter what you do, that's a problem. Then when they come around to support you and it's too late, what should be done? What can be done? Nothing. Mitch will leave. I actually want him to leave. I do. And here's why. Get him out of this entire situation. From day one, Nagy hated him. We all know it. The media latched on to that sentiment. They hated him. Many fans hated him. I mean, you know when they hated him? When they're clamoring for some washed-up backup to come in and take his job. I mean, that's unbelievable. That's like the Patriots, after they put in Tom Brady, saying, you know what? We want Drew Bledsoe back in. He's way better than you. What a joke. Believe me, I'm happy the narrative has shifted in Trubisky's favor. I really am. He deserves it. He deserves the praise. But you know what? I remember everybody and everyone who said back in week 3, this guy sucks, bench him, get him out of town. I remember. I read you the articles. I read you the tweets. I got them all in front of me. And now everything's shifting. Now apparently the Bears would have made it if they never benched him. We've been saying that the whole damn time. But apparently, it doesn't matter. I hope he leaves. I hope he signs somewhere else. I hope he can compete for a starting job, and I hope he wins it and sticks it to everybody. Everyone. I hope he comes back to Soldier Field next year and just carves the team up. That's what the team gets That's what the fan base gets for crapping on him each and every week. Every single week. And if you support Trubisky, you're also